Welcome to Inside. I'm Serunye, and today's episode is going to be action-packed. I've spent some time with these ladies, speaking to them. You can see why they're leading ladies, taking South Africa by storm, and congratulations on your nominations.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, my job is not bad. I get to interview incredible women who look as beautiful as you all do, as talented as you are. So it's great to be here. I look forward to this engaging conversation and action-packed, and this is a safe space. Anything goes and anything is possible. So I'm going to do introductions from there onwards, and we're going to start there with Hildegardt Whites, actress from Seven to Line.
Yes, I do.
How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for being
It's
here.
an honor to be here with such beautiful ladies.
Yes, yes. Vele Manenje,
Yes.
actress, and you are from Deep City.
Yes. Deep in the city, Zina Vele Manenje. Thank you for having me here today. Nodakaranga Manda, because I'm with people that I've seen on screen doing their magic. And to be part of this table is such a wonderful thing today. I'm quite honored. So yeah, Siv. And also to be hosted by you,
Melissa, Massyn, getrouwd met rugby.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited to be here with everyone and chatting about the industry. I'm really excited.
I've actually watched the show because I know some people on it. En ek praat 'n bietjie Afrikaans, maar my Afrikaans is nie suiwer nie, maar ek praat 'n bietjie
You must
Afrikaans. Ek speel rugby, Afrikaans, rugby, ja. Same dance. Francis,
Ndikhona bhuti wami inkosi kunjani?
Sawubona, sis Lusanda
Yes,
Mbane.
absolutely.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
And you all the way from Scandal.
Yes, I am. I play the role of Boniswa Langa on Scandal, which is the lead, and I must say I'm very honored to be sitting with all these esteemed people, especially to be sitting next to someone as handsome as you.
You know what? I have been on this episode for about 5 minutes. I've had 2 compliments. These are the first compliments I've had in this entire series. Sisunjani wena? Nompumelo Vilakazi, Deep City.
Deep City. Ngiyajabula ukubalana nani namhlanje. Thank you so much for having me.
I just want to say something before you, ladies. I just want to say something. Get it out the way. Her first gig.
Yes.
Her first gig. 2021. Nomination. And then you're sitting at this table.
Oh my God, it's such an honor.
Sissy, you have no reason to be nervous, girl. Come to death. Come to death.
Deep in the city.
What a start to your career.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, girl. I saw you, girl. I saw when you walked in, you were like all nervous. I was like, relax, relax, relax. Sissy, bunjani?
Awa, ngikabele kwile man.
Ndavuya ukubona.
Lena ngithabile lo bona.
Ndavuya ukubona kakhulu. Elizabeth Serunye, actress from Skim Sam. How are you doing today?
Awa. Kamu hao lena. Diphilile nyan. Yeah, ke thabile gagolo ke kwa bile ke tlhompegile. Go ba magareng ga batho ba go shoma kudu tshwana lena. Le go dula mogatlhong wa lena. I'm so honored. Ebile kore a ke tse gore nka reng. Ke a leboga.
Thank you, guys. So I felt that there's something about leading ladies that you guys just have an aura about you that just goes, Silap, we're here, and I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel the power. So I'm going to go around the table, and everyone's going to answer this particular question: is how did you get into the industry? Was it a mistake? Was it planned? Did you always want to be an actress? What's up with you, Melissa?
Yes, so I started really young. I was in 7th grade, and then, I did with Massyn, and the director he went to every school and auditioned a bunch of us, and I don't know what I was doing. I just went in, I was like, I'm gonna do this, and there was a character named Melissa as well. And the description on the brief was popular, friends, lover, she got the gun. I was like,
Oh, it's
okay, cool. I went in, and I think, like, at a really young age, I could read the room because I immediately felt this is not working, so I stopped and I was like, I'm quickly gonna go out. and I'm gonna be back in 5 minutes and do the villain. And then I came back, and the director speaks about it today, and he's like, I was hoping you didn't want to come back because the first one wasn't good, and then I came back and I got the role for the villain.
Yes. Second time round. And you, lovely lady, at the end? How did you get involved? What happened? How did this begin?
I think I always knew I wanted this. I wanted to perform and tell stories. People always say you're an actress. I say no, I'm a storyteller.
Yes.
I
Big
love
difference.
to. Yes,
Big
I
difference.
love to tell stories, and you know, there's this thing that you get when you're performing, this feeling inside, and it makes you so happy. I really wanted to do this, and I just went for it. I didn't know, am I going to get in? Are they going to say yes? And I studied, and I came to Joburg, no family, no nothing here, and I just went for it. I hustled my way through this. And today, here we are.
Yeah, no
I can't believe it, but yeah, I really wanted to do this, you know. It gives me joy, it makes me happy. Yeah.
And you, Lusanda?
Well, I also started knowing very young. I always knew I was meant to be on some kind of stage. I didn't know exactly what I was supposed to be doing, but I knew that if I'm on stage, people would be clapping. And, but when...
Wait. You can't just say that and move on. Say that again for me, please.
No, I knew that whatever I was destined for is that if I was performing, there'd be people looking and they'd be clapping and cheering me on. I knew that's what I was supposed to be doing. It wasn't necessarily that clear that it would be acting. And of course, where I come from, acting was not known, or the people who did know it was not regarded as a career. It was, you know, after you're singing and you're dancing and you're acting, can you go find a job type of thing. So I ended up studying a BCom as an undergrad and continued and ended up in corporate for most of my life. Until I was called, after flirting with acting a little bit for some years, you know, cameos here and there. And one day I got a call to come and shoot Abumzala 2, and then my boss looked at me and said, okay, well, you're head of marketing. If you're gonna go act, what must I tell your team? That their boss is a celebrity. So then I knew the universe was giving me an ultimatum, that it's either follow it or... And so the next month I quit, and here we are.
But your story is a couple of months ago. How did it begin? It's fresh, it's fresh. Your story is true because it's fresh.
For me, I got in the industry through Instagram Live. I auditioned live on Instagram for Mandla. So when I just we locked down and we had to go from campus back home. So bebesnika idata esikoleni ukuthi this is for you to do your assignments and everything.
Oh, but you're on Instagram.
But I was on Instagram. So ngabona uTamandla ukuthi uya audition abantu because I loved acting, but ngangazi ukuthi ngagcina ngithathe ingibeke la sengikhona njengamanje. So I was like, let me try, let me audition. Uthi ngifaka unyawo lodwa ngibona ukuthi izongibekaphi. And then ngazama okokuqala network yasemakhaya yathi ubani wena uzama ukwenzani. But ngoba I think wabona ubuso bami and then wafuna ukuthi ngibuye. But also I mixed igama lami athi nguNompendulo. So ngicabanga ukuthi wayethi message ethi ufuna uNompendulo kanti ufuna uNompumelelo. So ngilo ngiqhubekile ke ngizama that time wayenza iVulaval. So ngilo ngiqhubekile ngizama ukuthi baningi abantu abafuna ukuthi ba audition kulesa space lesa. So ngabona ukuthi angingeneki ngalendlela. Ngathi let me do a video of monologues. Ngipost it on my Instagram and then tag them. So when it was time for Deep City, I think they went through all those videos and then they got me.
It's like a dream. Elizabeth, you are very versatile, incredible singer, incredible performer. How did it happen?
It actually, I think it's in the blood because it started when I was still very young. Ngama weekend abo mamkhulu babeze ekhaya babesebenza emakitchen. Omunye ufika agcobisisa inkosi yakhe butter and jam, omunye butter and cheese and but I ate cheese nelisgart. Bazela le show le yokuthi I'll sing I better change my mind I better change my mind. You got to leave me alone. Then comes this part of my tanda, your color. And I'll cry for real. So, utlabona khono ibi veli khona lento le. So now, ifike isikhathi sokuthi singiye esikolweni. Now it comes again. We're singing. The principal is angiphi stock. Yimi ngiqolisa ikhwaya sesikolweni. Yabona. So this thing iloku ikhona nje. The confidence in speaking like la ngihleli khona bekuhlekwa to extent zokuthi bengikwarana blind. Mangibuyele ekhaya bengazi ukuthi khona abangilindile ngezinto ezomile bazongibhlekisa mangazi ngibuyele ejardini because ngibathunile. Yeah, and then ngikhuleke high school to extent zokuthi manje I'm learning it for professional. Hey, it was difficult because I had to sneak out. I had this very strict mother, single parent law, or tinje zonke izinja 6 o'clock ejardini. So whatever that you do, you must make sure ukuthi mazithi 6 ubuyelile engadini. Otherwise, akuchamkhukhu. Yeah, Babu Ramula Mahene, I Brenda. I'm she endleleni, but I had it all. Plus le ekhona. Then kuthi 1993. Ningahlekile. Because I was size 38 podium, but I wanted to be a model. Yes, model. Went to Metro Arcade that time. Mangfila barewen. I'm a number sinchi podium. Okay. The very same place Momo running this modeling agency is the very same place. Lang temang well after 3 months, baby agent. Yeah. Oh wow. That's how it started. But ninga zuguti agent niya manje senyo joina ikwaya. Massyn figure kwaya nganti the leader kwaya Roslyn Murapedi ki ibile wa actor unali agency. That's how ukhanya kuye kwaba khona ke. Naye wa polisha khona wa tighten ama screws manje. Yeah, so life.
So all of your stories, guys, has the simplicity of discipline and a mentor and someone just to give you a chance. Can we let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it because I think a lot of your intros really went into it. Let's talk about a mentor. People giving you a chance and saying you're good enough. You are worthy of this and you can do this and this is what you need to do. Mentors in your life. Are you mentoring anyone? Do you have a mentor? How important is that mentor in the whole process?
Sure, okay. Am I mentoring anyone? Yes. In fact, I've got a whole formalized Lusanda Mbane mentorship program. So yes, I do mentor, where I mentor young people in entrepreneurship, in leading the self, in just trusting that they are enough on very basic things that I think it takes to move forward. So yes, I mentor.
You give me Viola Davis vibes. Is it man?
Yeah. Myself, as much as I can't think back to one single mentor, but I've got the people who at certain spots in my life have given me a chance. Start with my agent. When I decided for the first time to move from corporate and try my hand in the entertainment industry, there was my agent, Lisa Mudisane, who saw me at 8 months pregnant. I looked like a balloon and she said, I can get you work. You're coming into my books. And the very next month, she got me a first advert. It was her. The person who gave me my first lead, it was actually their guy. It was Mandla N, who gave me my first lead on Album Zala 1. I was coming literally out of nowhere. I'd just done a few cameos and he said, I want this one. And I see something in this one. And he just kept taking me to the next level. To so many people along the way, to people in corporate who gave me a chance without a marketing qualification at the time. But I grew myself to eventually become head of marketing and comms. So there's people who have been planted, I think, because it was supposed to be, and they were there as a roadmap to guide me to where I am today. Yeah.
So there, someone gives you an opportunity. And let's be honest, luck is needed in this industry. Luck is needed, but you need to be ready. Because if the opportunity comes and you're not ready, then it gets passed on. Let's talk about sharpening tools. How do you make sure that you're continuously ready and ready for the attack? Melissa?
Yes, I think you gotta, sharpen up your craft every now and again. And also, I think, like you said, I think other people and mentors do play a big part in that, with giving you opportunities, but also keeping you in line in the industry and going, this is what you need to get to a certain point and to sharpen your tools. And I know great actors that still do acting classes or whatever, and I don't do that. I'm like, but that's why you're the best. And so I think people do influence you to go, this is what you need to do, and I think it's very important to be the best actor.
I read a lot. I feel like reading also evokes the way you speak. It helps you with the precision in how you say your lines. And it also gives you a lot of background stories. So when you read, you're going to get a background story from whatever book that you're reading, right? And you get also mentally alert. So the more you read, whether it's a newspaper or whatever it is, as an actor, you need to be able to catch your stuff. You need to be able to remember. You need to be on your toes all the time. So if they give you 10 scripts today, you need to be able to know how to structure the way you're going to learn your scripts, you know what I mean, and how you're going to memorize. And so I feel like when you read, it helps you a lot, because then you don't read to memorize. You read to understand. So whatever you read through to understand, and then you get it, and then you can deliver.
I don't think every actor understands that. If you get a script and the first thing you do is have your highlighter out and you just highlight it, you're just looking for your words.
Yeah.
And you're not reading what other people say is more important than what you're saying. You know what I mean? The words aren't important. It's what the story is so important in it. And for me, you said it. Read to understand.
Exactly, because it's a tool that you need to have, especially on set. I will say, for example, I'll make an example in Dip City. We have a lot of changes because we're quite relevant in the time that we're in. So you need to kind of not come and you have memorized your script. You need to have understood it, because you need to understand the scene, so that if anything changes, then you are still on par with what has to happen. You understand? So if you came through and you were waiting for Nompumelo's line, you are going to be effed, because now you are waiting for her to say that line that's going to get you in. You're double dutching yourself. And then she doesn't say it like that. Then you've lost the element of the scene.
And you know, I also think, Siv, when you speak about preparation, there's also a lot to be said, especially in our craft, about constantly connecting to your source, staying within your core, who you are, because in an industry where you are constantly being put under pressure with the world trying to tell you who you ought to be, preparation is staying in your zone of who you are, connecting to your specific source, giving out authentic aura, so that when the opportunity finds you, it finds the real you, for starters. It doesn't find the Instagram you or the... So I think that's the big part of the preparation and the luck, because people are drawn to authentic energy.
Adding to that, with this industry, what I would like to say, what I told myself and killing abide by it, is that each and every single day you are a new character. Despite the fact that you have performed for how long, you are new to your script. And that's why every single day your craft, it's even nurtured. You don't go there and say, I know myself. Never. Never. We are still growing, despite the years that we have been with this, but we are learning each and every single day. So this is school, actually. It's therapy, it's prophecy, and it's school.
I also find, sorry, Sif.
Please jump in.
I also find, in terms of sharpening your tools, you know, you'll ask other actors, have you seen this movie? And umuntu is like, no, I haven't watched it. I feel like if you catch up with whatever movies, or even if it's old movies, but what it does, Mina, I love to mimic. I will watch something and I'll see a character that is different and I'm drawn to it, and then I'll mimic it. It's either it'll have an accent or it'll have a language that I don't know, but I will go for that character. So that one day when that role comes,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. If they're saying to me that they are looking for a Nigerian woman, then I'm already there. Have they not found me? Do you understand? Have they not found me? Is it not true? Is it not it? There we go. So I always find that because I love the craft so much, I end up watching movies and watching characters and looking at the kind of characters that I feel are authentic to me. So if I look at a character and I'm like, I could play that character, I'll start practicing that character. And it's not necessarily a practice. It's just that there are a lot of people in our heads, and if I can make space for more, then I will.
No,
You understand?
It's there.
And I know you know, Sim.
No, it's there.
I do think you gotta be an entertainment lover if you're in the industry to go, this is what's gonna challenge me, or this is what I wanna do, to keep you motivated.
So how do you make sure you're continuously motivated? Because I think motivation, inspiration isn't enough. That's temporary. It's that discipline. How do you keep yourself disciplined? Because without discipline, there's niks. Maar Afrikaans makes niks without discipline. What's discipline? What's discipline in Afrikaans?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline and humility and humbleness. Yes, there it is.
Yes.
How do you keep discipline? Because motivation isn't enough. That's child's play.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a respect thing. Respect for the craft, respect for the people, respect for your fellow actors, for your colleagues, for the people that you're sitting around the table with. And for me, that is my... and I am a very... Like I said, the storytelling is a very big thing for me. And like she also said that the preparation, reading, constantly mimicking people, watching movies, and that... for me, then I see, because sometimes I feel, oh, I'm struggling with the scene, I'm going through the scene, I'm not getting it. Then I go to the mall. This is one of my favorite things to do. I go, I walk, I look at people, and then I follow, okay, yes. Because in acting class, I remember in my first year we did this. You know, you kind of have to mimic the person, and then I just do a little something. I love watching people. I sit there and I look at people and I go, okay, I feel better. Now I'm going to go home and then work through my script. You know, because you play the character, this character I've been playing for 11 years. 11 years! 11 years. This character,
like,
and my
the next
character...
thing's 12 years, like that, after 11 is 12, eh?
Yeah.
That one, okay, that's long. That's long.
No, that's not.
That is long, that is long.
Guys, you know what?
That's dirty. You did it dirty, man.
That is long.
Afterwards,
I will. It is. But, you know, I was on and off.
Okay, cool.
I was traveling and doing things, and I became a mom in the time. But this character started out for 4 weeks. I was supposed to be there for 4 weeks.
Sure.
And then they just kept on extending and extending. And then the character started changing, which was the most fun for me. And that, yes, that development for me was, it was fun. You know, it's like you said, every day it's a new script, new character. And you learn as you go. I'm still learning.
No, always learning.
I'm learning every day.
I also find that, you know, when you know how the connection that you have towards the craft is, ne? For example, I worked with this director that said to me, you need to find out where you got your craft from. Is it a thing that you've acquired, or is it a thing that you were born for? Does it come from the navel? And when I thought about it, I was like, wait, my grandmother used to go through 6 emotions in one minute. She would be like, Papa, and then you take out man and she's like, well, you know what I mean? So when you know exactly where your craft comes from, then you know where to actually take it out from. You know what I mean? Because it's a calling. So also preparing helps you to, it just helps you to be a better
Agreed,
actor,
Yeah.
performer. Yeah.
Yeah, and I still, sorry.
Go, please.
No, I still go for acting classes. I have to.
It's incredible.
For myself, I have to.
Amazing.
No,
Because,
you grow
yeah.
and learning every day.
Remember, for me, the beauty of this table is that you have people who've been doing it since 1903, people who are newer. You use technology to get your moment. They mispronounced your name, they misspelled your name, but you persevered and you pushed through. I'm quite fascinated to know how you see the industry, because you're fresh. I would love to see how you prepare, how you feel when you're there. But for me, that view is authentic and raw.
For me, ngoba bengazi ukuthi ngizogcina ngi-act. So ngifika kwi-industry kubantu who are welcoming. Abantu abathi sizohamba nawe le ndlela sikubonise la kunamaphutha khona silungise la ku-wrong khona. Because one, I didn't study for this. I'm a teacher. So mina ngifunde i-psychology yokufundisa iy'ngane ukuthi uyifaka kanjani ey'cathulweni zomunye umntwana ohlukile kwabanye abantwana. So now I'm using that ukuthi okay, if they give me i-character ekanje, ngingena kanjani ey'cathulweni zalo muntu ukuze ngimbringe to life. So uma ngabe kukhona iy'nkinga engihlangabezana nazo, I sit with my fellow cast members. Asengisize kakhulu. And mhlambe sirun ama lines and then they say maybe you should play it like this. Maybe you should do this. Build up your character kanje, because the character engiqale ngayo is so heavy. Inkulu kakhulu ka ukuthi.
Wait, the one you got a nomination for, that one?
Yes. The only one.
That one. First gig, so remind you. Oh, yeah.
So uma ngabe ngihlangana nenkinga, I'm like, Nkosi yami, nakho ke sekulahleka la. Usine ukuthi kanje manje angazi ukuthi ngireact kanjani entweni kanje, nangibe mshaya kanje angaze ngabona umuntu eshaywa kanje. So ngifuna ukudlala iqiniso, ngikwazi ukukhombisa lo muntu, ukuveza lo muntu ohlukumezekile njengosine, hayi ukuthi ngibe sengi-actor sengiqamba amanga kuyona. Kodwa futhi angifuna ukuthi bese ngena kumina kakhulu besilimaza mina personally.
I think that deserves some translation there.
Yes.
She said something that was quite, because I grew up with my mother was a teacher. She says, I spent so many years teaching other kids how to be in other people's shoes, right? So now in my job, what I do is spend a lot of time in other people's shoes, playing someone else in someone's shoes, which that's the point. And then she said something that was beautiful as well about how she makes sure she gives her all, but it doesn't affect and hurt her.
That's very important.
Take care of self. It's very, very important.
You gotta separate, I believe, the character and yourself to protect your authenticity also, so that you can also be versatile to play any character.
Let's move to a topic that is more people need to speak about it. I spoke about it with the leading men, and they were very passionate about it. How women are treated in this industry. It's 2021. It's 2021. What needs to change? What must I do as a man? Let's break it down now. What has been done in the industry to you ladies? How are they treating you? How are things changed? The payment, the treatment, all of it. Okay. Now, Mama, you started in 93, early 90s. How was it then? Start up. Because we have 93, we have 2021 here.
Hey, mina ngibe strategy. This industry mina mangiqala kuyo, it was tough. Ilesa sikhathi nekhwethiwa serope mpapalle. So my strategy was I closed my legs. I believed in my talent.
What?
That's why it took me so many years ukuthi ngithole exposure.
That's power.
Yeah. My belief was this temple yakaNkulunkulu uyibeke ekudeni ngesizathu, so I don't have to expose it anywhere. I do it where I want to do it. Kaphelela lapho. I started 1993, but I got my serious exposure in 2008.
There was no Instagram Live then.
The Facebook bariki in email. Because my first agent passed on, and then I was out of the industry for 3 years, where I became a street vendor, baked cakes. Ngihlala estradini ekhoneni ndoda. For 7 years, from 2001 to 2008.
Wait a minute, you lived on the street or were you working on the street?
I was selling cakes.
Selling cake on the street?
And buns.
And buns?
Yeah.
Wow.
I went out of the industry and then I started working in sevens. For 7 years.
Wow. What kept you going?
I believed in myself. And I'm from the situation you go to Uztola in a year, ushute ilongeliwan. At that time, you are a breadwinner. Ne? Image millions agal. Then 2006, that's when I got back. And since then, bona, kuvutumlilo. Yeah, but still the strategy still works on. Guthi, Vala. Vala. Vuela. Vuela vale sebezayo.
Uvalela.
Vala.
Close the legs, open the mind.
Believe in your talent. We understand. Ungafuna ukwenzelwa ifavor.
Yeah.
Know your capability. Know the existing talent that lives within you. Then you'll know how to fight your battles. Ungafuna ma-handouts. Hewa. Itlarta ukenya merekong. Mthathe audition. And let's see. Let me get it fairly.
You know,
Mandela.
I wanted to just add to that. I think I've been one of the fortunate ones in the sense that I joined the industry late in my life. So I think maybe it would have been different if I joined as a little girl who's eager just to get in at whatever cost. But by the time I joined, I had a family with 2 children. So I think even the aura that I gave out as a woman was different. It was like Sis Lusanda, you understand? So it was not this hot chick, it was Sis Lusanda. And also what helped me a lot is coming, as much as it also felt a bit like a disadvantage, because, you know, when you come from the corporate background, you're not a trained actor, you're coming into this acting space. Number one, you're sitting there, you're not 100% sure if you can call yourself a thespian or no, I'm not a thespian. And secondly, though, the advantage is that when I came in from corporate, I looked at it as the business of me. So I am a fully fledged business. I know what my value proposition is. I walk into a negotiation knowing what I'm looking for and what my bottom line is. And if somebody thinks that I ought to do, you know, something else other than the work that we're speaking about, I'm able to say to them, okay, so here's my last couple of pay slips. This is what I got paid. This is what I'm doing here. So can we compare? Can we try and meet each other somewhere? So I've had that advantage of not experiencing that side. But of course, I work with younger women who are every day experiencing this, or you want the role, can we meet for dinner type thing.
At 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock, you know, so at least I do then am in a position to do that informal mentoring now. Whenever they're about to come into any kind of situation like that, I'll always ask them the question, what are you hoping to get out of this? What do you think is happening here? And how far are you willing to go? Do you believe you add any value, or do you believe you're being done a favor? And I think we can only do our part with one person at a time to help.
So once again, I understand that. So we're saying that what a woman can control, she must control. But let's not negate and leave out the scums of the earth who are putting women in that position in the first place, right? How can we start fixing that? And what do you women expect from us as fellow performers to be able to help and to be able to change things? Because I think a lot of us men are speaking amongst each other, and even we're going, hey, this thing is terrible, but what must happen?
You know what, Siv? I think the problem that we've been faced with at times is the ignorance from men. I'll make an example.
Guilty.
Sure, I'll make an example. You'll be on set with a pervert of an actor who crosses the lines every now and then, and you guys hear it and you laugh. You understand? Let's start there. Let's start with the small things. Let's cut out the inappropriate stuff. If you hear something and you see I'm not smiling about it, as a man, Jita, outie. You see she's not happy. You understand? You get to situations whereby you report something to production. And because the director is a black man, well, color doesn't come into play. But what I'm saying is just because the director is a man, he won't stop anything. You understand? He'll be encouraging it, and you are getting abused further and further. So if,
Abuse is the word.
yeah, you're
That's
getting
the word.
abused further and further because you are working with a man that might be a pervert, and you report it, and then the guys laugh about it. So then they take away your power, because at that moment when you see the director laughing with the actor that you have reported, then it becomes something where you're like, I don't have any power here. So even if this guy touches me inappropriately, that means it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? So I think it starts with the men taking it seriously and paying more attention. Stop the ignorance, because you work with us and you know us. If there's anything that I know about women and actors, especially since we're actresses, we're very expressional. You know that Vele's gonna laugh with her mouth wide open, and you know what I mean? So when she's not, you should be able to pick it up that she's not happy anymore. So for me, that's what I feel like. Let's stop with the ignorance.
I think there is this misconception that it doesn't happen, because I definitely started very young and I thought, oh, it's only in Hollywood or whatever. And then you become an adult in the industry and you hear stuff, and the only reason I think why people aren't speaking up, and I think it like leads to what you were saying, is if the people who are in control aren't allowing a safe space for you to speak up, then everyone's gonna stay ignorant. Because like it doesn't happen on our set, and then meanwhile back at the ranch, like it's, you know, it's happened multiple times, but the people in charge aren't taking charge of the situation.
Let's talk about payment. Because we all know you guys ain't getting paid the same amount of money as the men on
Tell
your
us more
set.
about that.
I've just heard. I've just heard. Let's talk about that payment-wise. When are we fixing that payment gap between men and women?
Yeah.
Let's talk to you, sister, right at the end there. Because you said under your voice, it's about time. It's very deep, sure. It's about time.
No. It's time, man. It's time.
What must we? How can we do it? How can we change it? Because here is the first time I've had this conversation, and we're getting answers. How can we change this gap? How can we, like, what's expected? What must we do? What must be done? Because the thing is that the leading men were saying to me in the conversation is that the problem is that the negotiations are done privately. So then we don't know, Jill is getting 5 and Jack is getting 21. And it's divide and conquer. So
I'm sorry, it's not a matter between a woman and a man. Okokuqala nje, as an artist, bakungaqalwa nje kuri mawuya unegotiator iba unali call fee. Then if they would be honest enough to make your call fee a number of days that you are contracted, I think that would be very much honest.
So a minimum rate, like when you know that if an actress has been working for this amount of time, she's been paid this much, exactly the same as the man.
Yes.
Women not asking to be treated better, we want to be treated equally.
Yeah.
Same
I think
experience,
I think the problem comes to play when it's production, that maybe our psyche has not changed from believing that a woman has to feed her family. So you are more desperate. And you are in a position where you will compromise your fee. So at the back of industry, there is that thing, a woman will settle for less, and the man will not, you understand? So I just feel like at the end of the day, we need to get to a place where we are all equals, because I've always felt like male leads get paid higher amounts because they are assumed to carry the story bigger and better. And so because you're a woman, then you don't come through with the same power. You know what I mean? So I think the problem is there, but I don't see why it should be like that.
So is that a conversation that needs to be had with writers? Because we had the same conversation with the writers. How can we start creating more female strong characters? And ironically, the female writers were saying they have male bias themselves. Guys, it's a system. This is a system. This is not a gender thing. It's a system. It's a systematical issue. So the writers in the writing room were saying, but even they have a block of going. Their first go-to is man. Right? So a lot of the times I think you guys think, people think that the system is run by just these men with penises going, "Ugh." But sometimes the people at the top are women perpetuating the patriarchal system. You know? So it's not, it's a system that is contributing. So I think it starts even for the first word that is written, we're giving a female leads, creating female leads. The producers must realize that we need to pay the females and the women more, and it's going to start like that, and everyone's going to be held accountable.
But the problem I have with that is that we are expecting the people who created the system, the people who are advocating for it, to fix the problem. And, well, it's a great expectation, but I think it's not going to happen. So, for me, I think it's important to hold more education for these women to first know what they bring to the table, because I think we don't. Yes, it's private, so I don't know what the male lead gets paid, but I need to know what, because everybody has a source of power here. The bosses who are creating the system have the power of, we can fire you, right? But you have the power of the talent that you have been given. You need to know that that is a source of power that you can use in a negotiation. So we need to have workshops teaching our people how to negotiate, when to walk away, how to know your value, because it's not going to come from the other side. These people are businesses. They're trying to save money as much as they can. And here you are saying they must create a blanket system for the bottom of the chain, and it's not going to happen.
So, and how do you teach people to walk away when they're feeding their entire family? And feeding their entire family, there's black tax.
I love that, because I always say, yes, walking away is a little bit of an extreme. But if you're caught in that corner where you feel like, I've been schneid, then it means you need to do something to build on the value that you bring. Yes, you may not walk away now, but you're going to sit there knowing, okay, I'm happily being exploited, but what am I doing to add value that I bring so that in 3 years' time, I've done that, I've said no, I'm being exploited.
So as long as it's consensual.
As long as it's consensual and you know you are being exploited and you know you are okay with it, but you're also saying in 3 years' time, this will not happen. Okay, for now I'll make up for it in some other job there. But I'm building so that in 3 years' time I'm going to sit there one day, because now they see I'm this skeptical, so they're going to keep underpaying me. On year 3, I sit there one day. Now they've written me into stardom, and I sit there and I say, all right, so let's talk. You need to build yourself. It has to come from our side. They're not going to fix it. It's not going to happen.
How have men been treating you in the industry since you are new? They say fresh. This is what's used. Fresh meat is what's used on sets sometimes with men. How have men treated you on set?
Konke kumina kusahamba kahle kwelamcala. I can't say ukuthi kwenzeke ukuthi or anything, but they're so welcoming ukuthi ngisafunda. I think also kuya ngendlela ukuthi wena uziphatha kanjani mawona. Ukuthi uma ngabe nine conversation, how do you react to that? To add to Mama with regard to payments, I think ungena ku industry, for me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be on TV. I wasn't even thinking about payment. I was like, oh, me, TV, ekhaya bazongibona TV, how what's gomnandi? And ngingazi ukuthi uma ngabe isikhathi sesihamba ngizobe sengumuntu okuthiwa mawukuthi uqhamuke emall kuthiwa usine ubani mani, you are from TV, shuthu vele unemali. I've been in a situation ukuthi uthi ubuyele ekhaya kuthiwe awuthi imali lapho ngoba phela wena udlala ku-TV unemali, kanti abantu abazi ukuthi what are you having on the table, because for me bengazi lutho nge-industry, bengazi ukuthi negotiate kanjani. I didn't know that you need to have an agent, because bengazi ukuthi ngizogcina ngila. So bengibheke enye indlela le standard eyaziwa ekhaya othiwa hamba uyoba uthisha uzothola imali ukuthi engaka, and then uzokhona ukuthi usibheke sonke sisekhaya, because wena oqala ukufunda, wena oqala uzothola umsebenzi ostable. So ishaye ubona ukuthi okay, I'm playing this character, so ngipha kangaka, but this is what I'm getting. Kodwa manje I'm saying, okay, khohlwa payment. bulala performance so that makufika isikhathi esilandelayo you say it's either this or nothing at all or I leave.
Fire.
Yes.
Fire.
So, can I add to it, because
Please do.
you did say that like the guys were very welcoming towards you, and I also think that it is possible. Like I always feel bad for like shitting on the good guys, because even at my show, for me personally,
You got a lot of guys in your show. A lot of testosterone. A lot of guys. Your show is testosterone only. Hectic.
And I've always felt safe around the guys, and if I'm insecure, it's mostly sometimes the guys that build you up and that go, no, like you're doing good, girl, like don't worry. And so I do think it is possible for men to make you feel safe around them.
Yeah, another thing, just to add on these two, right? Because I work with Snare, and she's right. The men there are wonderful men. And I say that because I'll make two examples. There's a lot more, but I'll make two examples. Bra Hamilton Dlamini and Mduduzi Mabaso. Those are family men, they're married, and Baz Pategatle. They're very respectable and they respect I'm an artist and we are their kids, you understand? So you walk on set and they will see from your aura that you're not all right. And from them saying this, I'm gonna add on to that fact that men can do more, you know?
Yes.
You really can. Men can be more welcoming. They can be more respectable. They can have more. They can really be parents if you know, via that age thing. And that's the role that Abo Put Hamilton play for us. Anytime they see that you are lost in performance, they're like, Wazala. Right. You know what I mean? They'll check on you. Or if they feel like your aura has changed, what is it? Are you okay? If they feel like you can't speak for yourself, they will be the ones to break the ice between you and your producers. You understand? So I just want to actually, let's give them a round of applause. So you just made me realize that we actually, we do
But
have
I do want
good
to
men.
add with that, because like I was speaking to one of the actresses on our show and we were talking about guys just randomly, and she was like, don't praise a fish for swimming because that's his job. And I think a lot of times, like even our floor manager at our show, he's so like good. And also when I have like a lot of anxiety a lot of the time and I can't get through sometimes like scenes, and he's always like, are you good? Like, do you need a moment? Do you need water? And he's always checking, and I think that is possible for everyone to be like that, to check in on one another. And when he does it, I'm like, oh, you're so amazing, you're so incredible. But that's his job.
I feel you.
Yeah, usase lapho futhi ngendaba zemula. Uyabona la ekhaya kune family le. Once you start knowing your value.
Yes. Yeah.
We understand. So you have to be very brilliant. So ngicindezela leyo ukuthi shaya ispan.
Yeah. Vala imilenze, vula ingqondo.
Ushaya ispani umsebenzi uzozikhulumela. You understand? One day somewhere out there somebody uza kuvalue.
Yeah.
Like we are here now, we are valued. We understand? For how long? Mele pass stop mele pass. Na lifiki pass.
Yeah.
We understand? Ekhaya la githi mina fortunately I wouldn't say angithi ngishilo ngathi early years kuke kwaba nama bus afuna ukungimisa endleleni bathi ngawavala. Mara kule family engikuyo manje it's a very beautiful home.
So what she's saying there is just like, just push through, do the thing, do the job. If you're very passionate about it, do it, and you'll get value out of it. Waiting, because we're always continuously waiting in this industry, continuously waiting for that bus to come, and some buses leave you.
Yes.
Sometimes you jump onto the right bus, or they never come, or you jump onto the wrong bus, then you have to go all the way back, you know what I mean? Or you stay on the bus for 11 years, you know what I mean? You never know. I'm joking.
You see, that's it, we were talking about the family.
I'm joking, I'm just joking. Let's move on. This has been a beautiful conversation. Conversations and things that need to be said. You have won many awards on stage.
I see.
On stage, critically acclaimed, doing amazing work on stage. How important is it for that grounding of stage? Because sometimes, like Otado Hamilton or Aubrey Poe, you see them and you're like, there's a theater, there's like a Mufasa.
There's a Shakespeare in there.
But how important is that lovely base of theater?
So the one thing that I've realized about theater is that theater is big, right? And TV is quite small. By that, I mean stage and you are performing for the world. So...
Was that another accent?
No, let's leave it.
Did you guys hear another accent? Spanish, I don't know, was it Latino?
So you are performing for everyone at a bigger level, at a greater level, at a more powerful level, at an extension of yourself. So the basis of theater helps you to overact so that when you get to TV, you can minimize and do what is needed.
But truth, as long as it's truth.
But as long as it is true. Exactly. So for me, that's one thing that I will mention, that the background of having stage helps me to know the distinction between overdoing and doing just right for screen. So that's what it's helped me with. But also, in theater, there's a lot that you do. You do a lot of practicing voice training. You do movement training. You know what I mean? You are constantly reviving the craft. So with theater, it gives you more revivance. It gives you more life. It gives you more vuma. You know what I mean? Because you are constantly doing things that actually help you to project, to act, and do everything much better. So it gives you, like she said, a very great practical experience.
Theatre, film, TV, you do it all as well. Very versed in all of them, and you do very well. And you critically acclaimed for all of them. What about you? What does theatre mean to you? Like when you're on stage, do you feel something different to when you're on film? Is there a different aura or a zing?
I do. I do. I think theatre for me it's so in the moment. You know, if you put this glass here, on television, you have a minute to move it quickly.
Yeah.
But on theatre, my glass is not full. There's a lot going on. You see the audience, you thinking, if I'm going to mess up here, then they won't know, but okay, let's just go. And I remember my lecturer, my acting coach told me, there's no mistakes. If you feel you missed this moment here, pick it up, pick yourself up, keep going, because you have to entertain. You cannot die. People are waiting for you. But that stage performance, when you stand there and you hear that thing, it really...
It's live.
It is so live. And it was so different when I started working on television. You shoot and you go, okay, cool. You're waiting.
It's like a Zoom call.
Yes, a Zoom call, exactly. You wait. You're kind of like, okay, cool, let's adapt. And then the ladies that I worked with there at the lawn, then Miss Vanette and them, they just said to me, it's okay, Baba, we got you. And I said, okay, just guide me quickly because I come from theatre. Help me quickly. And then they talked me through it. And then you kind of go, okay, cool. So you only get your response once you walk out of the door, and once it's on screen, your response only comes later. And that is it is so different, you know. But theatre for me definitely gives me that. I still get butterflies. I got butterflies right before we started doing this. I always get nervous. And theatre just gives me this feeling, this burning. You want to do it. I mean, I miss theatre. I would love to go back to theatre.
Bella?
Can I add on what she's saying?
Yes, you may.
Via theatre, I think it allows the actor to adapt to improv.
Yes.
If you've done theatre, then surely whatever you're handed, you can run with it. Because all you have to do is adjust your mind into the setting, and you can run with it, you know? So those are some of the benefits that I feel like theatre gives you, and the actual butterflies that you do get in that moment, you know? Even the standing ovation, it's like you get your reward as soon as you performed. You know, it's like with a kid, they do something and you give them a sweet now, and it gives you I did it, you know what I mean? So it's quite rewarding.
Mama, you come from the era where theatre actors were respected. People really gave theatre actors the credit they deserved. And we as a country would not be where we are today if it wasn't for protest theatre that was done throughout South Africa. A lot of our actors and actresses were being jailed for the parts that they were playing. They were freedom fighters. How can we get back to what it used to be? Because now I don't feel like our performers aren't respected. Like, Abantu were being stabbed for kissing a white woman on stage. People were being jailed they had to change names to Morena. They couldn't mention God on stage. Those were the days, and theatre helped bring us to where we are as a country. How can we get back to those days when you being a theatre actor was respected, revered, and you were a talent? You weren't just another number on another list.
All of that changed the day that an artist was taken like a mental person. The day that baqadileng honka di actors ka batho ba hlanyang, that's when all went wrong. Le gore re lahle our culture, sithanda ukuba manipulative. We tend to forget ourselves gore di roots tsa rona di tswa kae. We are not pure, Tina, for starters. So that's why everything is scrutinized, changed, because everything iba modernized. Dala logo ya botu maungene theater bo understand gore language iring if go buiwa kasi language is a kasi language. If go khulunywa isilungu kukhulunywa isilungu. If go buiwa Romeo and Juliet is that. And we told her the way ingakhona. So khona manje sazenzela nje. We understand. Kuya ngokuthi ubani othola opportunity. And screen like basho gore a theater, it's either you do it or you don't. We understand? But the nice thing about it, you know, you only live once. Awuna second chance. Ahuna cut, ahuna take. If ungayenzanga manje, that's why it mailing on it chucks. So must feel lapana ama camera itre. Like you go lazy river. You know, like, okay. So, I script is teen. You can browser. I was finding a synopsis. Oh, I understand.
Okay, I only have 10 minutes with you guys, which I think is ridiculous. It's absurd. I need you to, each of you, tell me the best advice you've ever received from anyone. And it needs to be, just give me 2 lines. The best advice you've ever received to do in this industry. I'm gonna start with you.
With me?
You.
Okay.
The best advice. It can be simple, it can be technical, whatever it is.
I think for me, it was to always be yourself and believe in your talent.
Okay. Vele?
I won't say that it's advice, but it's just something that I learned when I was back in school. And then years later, I remembered Stanislavski. To be the I think it says to be the orange, you have to be the orange. Yeah, and basically what it means is that if you're gonna do your craft, go full on. If you're gonna do a character, go full on. Become that character. So that's just something that rings in my mind.
What about you?
Actually, I know you said 2 lines, but I'm not a 2-line kind of girl.
That's why she left for 5 minutes and came back.
I want to bring it back to the incredible Elizabeth that was talking about her hustling earlier. And I think that when I realized and I also was told, like, this is a business. And I think if you realize that, you can build your own business in your acting career and grow and keep yourself authentic, but deliver and not feel, I'm not saying it right, but like not feeling that whatever people say towards you that you don't deserve or that you do deserve or that they change who you are. If you go, this is what I'm working on, this is my goals, my dreams, you can accomplish it and keep on hustling, I think.
You started at grade 7. How you kept the momentum? How have you kept going? We have a person here who's just started this year. How have you kept the momentum going? How have you kept relevant for so long?
It's definitely the hustling. It's like, after Afsonders, when I was finished school, I did another season of Afsonders. I freelanced for 3 years, and I'm very young, and a lot of actors will be like, oh, 3 years is nothing. But for me, it was like the worst 3 years of my life because I didn't book anything, and I felt, can I do this till I'm 50 or 60, like freelance? And I was a waiter, I was a receptionist by day, a waiter at night. On weekends, I did video editing for businesses and churches, and then I went to auditions, and I think that's what keeps you relevant is going, I'm hustling, I'm doing the social media thing. We are privileged in that way in today's world to go, I'm still relevant even though I'm not doing jack shit. I can go, I'm still somewhere. So I think,
Okay, that's the way. Sana, what about you? Best advice you've ever received?
For me, it would have to be the mantra that I continue to live by, which is 3 Z's. Zazi, Zitande, Zitembe.
And then for Nak, yes!
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm with you. Because when you said 3 Z's, I was like, what useful food was that? Give me something good, like zebra crossing, zoo, zero.
So it's Zazi, Zitande, Zitembe, which loosely translated means know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself. With the first Z being know your strength, know your worth, know where you're coming from, know where you're going. With the second Z, which is Zitande, love yourself, enough to surround yourself with situations and people who will take you forward. And Zitembe, trust yourself, that you are enough, that you are unique, that you are born to stand out, that you must not try to fit in.
I'm just glad I have a motivational thing to quote in Vernac. And it's 3 Z's. It's amazing. What does it say?
For me, because I'm new and
new and nominated.
New and nominated.
I'll remind you. Give her the Z's. Give her the Z's.
So, mangifika la, I was like, willing ukuba ubumba so that I can learn yonke into engifuna ukuyifunda. But ngahlala nobhuti mntu athi it's okay to be ubumba, kodwa futhi wenze umele ukhethe ukuthi ikuphi okukusebenzelayo wena, ikuphi okwenza ube ngcono, because in the industry everybody has an advice to give you, but sometimes that advice is not necessarily to make you a better person but to break you. Yeah.
It's good that you know that at a young age.
Mina puti, mina isa mi strategy engisiphe sona through the struggle of life. Ne? Understand your protocol. And wazi ukuthi mawuya endaweni uyokwenzani nini kanjani. Mawuphuma ngomnyango usuke wazi ukuthi makuthiwa uya endaweni, meaning everywhere la uya khona, whether you're going to church, whether you're going to work, whether you're going to shops, know ukuthi uyokwenzani.
Know what you're going to do and where you're going.
Thank you. And another thing, eyomsebenzi wami ukuthi mina ngingu I'm not yet a celebrity. Ngisafunda, ngisafika. Because each and every single day ngilithatha serious. Ngikalela kwa ngiyoyifuna le yanto ngigubhe ngivuse egazini isebenze. Aluta.
Aluta continua.
I was raised in a household of just women. So I feel safer and I feel, you know, in a woman's space, and you guys have a way of saying things and putting them forward that we, the gender of males, have a long way to go and to learn. I have a last question that I need to ask all of you, and that is your favorite actress or actor. This is a very easy question. And name something that they've been in. We'll start with Vele.
Okay, actress or actor?
No, anyone. Local, international?
Local or international?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Melissa McCarthy. Yeah.
What has she been in?
She's been in Identity Thief.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Should I explain why?
Yeah,
Okay.
A quick one.
Oh, a quick one. She's okay. So obviously, I'm a plus-size woman, and she's always been that example that I see that you can do it, you can be on screen, and you can be international like she is. She's versatile. She does it. She does everything.
Representation.
Yes.
Representation is important.
Yeah.
Like seeing black big men with big features and big ears like me and a big nose and big lips who are winning Oscars.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, it's possible. Let me do this thing, let me try this thing. You know what I mean? I watched This Is Us, Sterling K. Brown. Look at those. I based characters on him because I was like, it is possible to be a black man on TV and be seen with having 2 kids and being vulnerable and crying on screen. It needs to be shown. So yeah, Melissa?
I think, see, I'm not this is freaking me out. I don't know. I would say I'm gonna go local because I want to support us. Can I do a show? It's like too much.
Do that.
Okay, no.
Anything. There's no wrong
Wait, this has to be quick.
There's no wrong
Wait, okay, wait, last year a friend did show me Still Breathing, and that was the best series I watched last year locally. Yes.
Yeah, we worked hard on that thing. We worked hard. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. And you?
On the male, I'll go old school and I'll go international. It's still Denzel Washington. Just the authenticity of delivery in every single story. Doesn't matter what he's thrown with. I think it's him. And on the female, I'll go local. Well, because local is what first is coming to mind, and it's a tough one. But my mind is going to Lusanda Mbane, just because of her authenticity of delivery as well. And having worked with her, having seen her behind the scenes process and be like, yo, we are a new girl. But when it translates, you know, it becomes truth. And yeah, I think I'll go with those right now.
Okay, all right, okay. Your favorite actress?
Oh, very difficult one. I have so many, but I like, I can't say it's my favorite, but one of my favorites, Viola Davis. The work ethic it's outstanding. And the way she works, I watched a lot of interviews with her, and just looking at her, I go, wow, okay. And it's okay to not cry pretty, and it's okay not to look a certain way. To be your authentic self and to play the character and portray it that way. And I love that about her.
Love it.
That she is, this is who I am, take me or leave me.
That's the only way. Ami,
Ish, yeah. Internationally, ne? Ke Tyler Perry.
yes, Hasila.
For being multi-talented. Ne? Sebenzi yakhe mningi bo Madia and hey, when's his name? Right? Yeah. For now, he is the most best. Like Haya or Ukokulile Ntube.
We had her here.
I won't even count them, but those are the people that I sat down and created UI through their craft.
Unbelievable. And you?
For me, one of my favorites is Uzikhona Bali. She's amazing. From Isithunzi to the Lokshin Bioscopes that she did, I'm like, manje ngisebenza naye, I'm like, girl, how do you do it? Uhlale nomuntu undrana ama-lines, and then she transforms, like, wow. You're like, wow. It has to be her for me.
Wow. Guys, this has been unbelievable. Dis in Afrikaans plat op die ader.
Yeah.
Down to earth.
Yes.
Yeah, syfer 'n bietjie syfer daar Afrikaans. So I just want to thank you ladies for being here. I'm tingling. I want to jump onto stage. I want to perform. I want to just do stuff. I want to do accents. I just want to do everything you guys are doing. Thank you so much for inspiring me. I look forward to your future. I look forward to your future. I look forward to everything you guys are doing. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for joining us on this incredible episode of Insight. Thank you so much to the NFVF, and thank you so much to the Royalty Soapy Awards. My name is Serunye. What a pleasure and a privilege. Who runs the world? Girls. Who runs it? Girls. Who runs it? Girls.